This is the story of a city reduced to rubble. A city that saw the full weight of war fall upon its streets, its people, and its spirit. This is the story of Warsaw during the Second World War. In September 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland. Warsaw, the capital, was the first major target. For weeks, the city resisted. Its defenders, both soldiers and civilians, fought street by street. But by the end of the month, Warsaw was surrounded, bombed relentlessly, and forced to surrender. Over 20,000 civilians were already dead. But this was just the beginning. The Nazis began their brutal occupation. They established the Warsaw Ghetto, cramming over 400,000 Jews into a walled-off section of the city. Starvation, disease, and executions were daily realities. Families disappeared. Children died in silence. From 1940 to 1943, Warsaw's Jewish population was systematically wiped out. In April 1943, those who remained launched the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. With barely any weapons, starving fighters held off the German army for nearly a month. They knew they would die, but they chose to die fighting. When it ended, the Nazis burned the ghetto to the ground. Nothing was left. In 1944, the people of Warsaw rose again. This time, it was the entire city. The Warsaw Uprising, led by the Polish resistance, aimed to liberate the city before the Soviet Red Army could take control. For 63 days, fighters held out, but they were outgunned, outnumbered, and abandoned. The Soviets halted their advance. Watching from across the river, Hitler ordered Warsaw to be wiped off the map. After the uprising collapsed, German troops began a systematic destruction of the city. They blew up churches, museums, schools, and homes block by block. 85% of Warsaw was turned to ash and ruin. Over 200,000 people were dead. Most survivors were forced out. Those who stayed lived in the ruins, hiding in cellars and burned out buildings. By January 1945, when Soviet troops finally entered the city, Warsaw was barely a city at all, just broken stone and empty streets. What happened to the people of Warsaw is a story of loss, but it is also a story of resilience. After the war, those who had survived came back, brick by brick. They began to rebuild. They raised homes where craters had been. They restored churches, libraries, and monuments from memory, photos, and ruins. The old town was brought back to life by hand, in what remains one of the greatest reconstruction efforts in history. Today, Warsaw stands not only as Poland's capital, but as a symbol of endurance. The scars of war are still visible in its stones, its streets, and its stories. But the people live on. What the Nazis tried to destroy was never just buildings. It was identity, culture, hope. But they failed. Warsaw rose again, and it will never be forgotten. Before you go, remember this: over 99% of people who watch these videos don't subscribe.